Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. What have I done? She really said that. This chick really said that. What have I done? You know, dingbat. Just straight up dingbat. She tried to stop Sunny. Nina tried to stop Sunny when he was leaving, and she was all like, "But I love you though." I'm just looking at this whole thing and I'm like, well, this chick is still okay, all right, she's okay. Alright, she really said that. Like, that's gonna just change his mind. Like, he's gonna be like, oh, well, you know what? You love me. I mean, you've been lying to me for months, but you love me, so it's okay. Oh, man. Just the minute he got up in her face was like, that's when Sunny came out and Mike was gone. And she realized that right then and there. Now, you know, if she knows anything about Sunny, she knows a little about Sunny. She knows that Sunny isn't going to put hands on her. He's going to yell. He's going to be intimidating. But he's not going to put hands on her. He's just not that type of person. And given his history, it's just no. But she backed up like, oh, I'm talking to Sunny. And then when he left, she just stood there, you know, like, she just started, like, laying down or whatever, crying, and I'm just like, I'm gonna be honest, and I'm just gonna generally ask this question, does anyone actually feel sorry for Nina at this point? I mean, I could sit there and say it's a dumb question, but I know that there's some people out there that may actually feel sorry for her. So I need to know, does anyone feel sorry for Nina? Watching her cry and everything like that. Just curious. Jax comes in there, and he asks, you know, how is she doing? I was like, bro, how does she look like she's doing? But he talks to her for a little bit, and Valentine comes in, you know, because Nina was like, oh, you know, like she was really surprised to see him, and Valentine was like, yo, you gave me a clue, you know, with the whole wrong information, whatever. And then Anna was like, okay, like, Peter was here, like, how come he didn't call anyone, or anything like that? And then towards the end, you know, because Nina was like, oh, I was being blackmailed. Well, what was you being blackmailed for? And Jack's like, oh, well, it doesn't matter, because, you know, he's gone anyway. I was like, it does matter, but, okay, whatever, fine. I mean, it's going to come out sooner or later, and when it does, that cake is going to just taste amazing. She finally does call Maxie, and gives her a heads up that Peter is, could possibly be coming to Port Charles, so, you know, keep your head on a swivel, pretty much. Now, yes, it was the, I can't remember her name, I think it's something Wu, that, you know, let Jason and Carly know, like, yo, listen, they plan on killing you or whatever. They plan on putting, like, a bomb or whatever. Which, honestly, to tell you the truth, everyone at this point knew, you know, she was kind of the inside girl on everything that was going on. Like, as far as, like, yo, listen, I don't know about y'all two, but I don't mess with y'all two. I don't mess with Cyrus. He's just, I'm not doing it. So, she was there to help him out or whatever, letting them know. And, of course, the bomb went off. And, you know, as I'm sitting there thinking about that, the bomb went off. Gladys was not in that limo. Gladys was trying so hard. She was so desperate to be with him. And, I mean, honestly, to tell you the truth, the sad thing is that I don't want to sound like a dick and be like, oh, you know, it's too bad she wasn't in the limo. Because Brando would be hurt by it. I mean, I would not care at all. But Brando would be hurt by it, so, you know, whatever. And then the wedding crap started. There's probably actually some people that actually like the wedding. Okay? Because I saw it in the comment section. So I know there's some people that actually like the wedding. I think at this point, people who've been watching know how I feel about this wedding. So we're just not even going to go there with that. I fast forward through most of it through Michael's speech. Which, by the way, I mean, the fact that he came out of his mouth early before it was like, oh, you know, I always wanted you two together. I was like, really, Michael? You always wanted your mom with Jason the whole time? Really? Because I'm going to be honest. That sounds stupid. But, okay, sure, whatever. We're gonna revise history, so, okay, whatever. So I fast forward through that. I fast forward through most of their crap, to be honest. Olivia. You know, in the beginning, she started, well, acting all bitchy. And I was trying to ignore it. You know, she got all up in Austin's face, and I'm just... trying not to use a lot of four-letter words. But she was just being really nasty. Because in her idiotic head, it made sense. And then after a while, Austin was like, yeah, you know what? You could just stew in your own crap. I'm going to just enjoy my life. And he left. And of course, it wasn't enough for Olivia to start acting bitchy to Austin. Because she had to sit there and act bitchy to Ned. Oh, Ned, Justin, whatever the hell you want to sit there and call this guy. I'm just like, bro. I'm starting to wonder... at this point, like, you know, he's on days, he's with Bonnie, and Bonnie's an idiot. And then he's on GH, and he's with Olivia. And although Olivia looks good on the surface, her attitude is, I just really don't care for it. I'm just like, damn, bro, you just can't win no matter what soap opera you on. You just can't win. But yeah, she starts acting all nasty to him. So much so that, you know, she wants to try to leave early, whatever. And she walks up to Monica, and she's like, oh, can I leave with you? And, you know, Monica's like, what's going on, Ned? And she says something along the lines of, oh, I'm not getting back together with him. I'm like, okay. So, like, do you want a yes man? Do you want somebody to just agree with everything that you say? I just, oh my goodness, I really just did not like her. And of course she came back and she was like, oh, you're staring daggers at me, so just say it. I'm like, the fact that he's actually putting up with your crap is a testament. Because most men would have just walked out a long time ago. But, go on, Ned, you got a hell of a lot more gracious and patience than I do. He pretty much pleased her once again. Hey, listen, do you just want to sit there and hear him out? And he said it in a very nice way. A much nicer way than I would even attempt it. And she looks like she's, you know, she has that look like she's being somewhat receptive. So I'm like, you know what, honestly, tell you the truth, the faster you do, the faster she can lose a little stink attitude, and the less annoyed I am. Chase spends some time with Brooklyn. You know, he apologizes to her, you know, for what he did as far as snooping around the house, finding the document. He also, well, he doesn't regret marrying Willow. Because he even said that, you know, he was dying, he was on his deathbed, and she was the reason why he wanted to live, why he wanted to walk and everything like that. So, you know, he kind of accepted the fact that, you know, she loved me. She may not have loved me in a way that I wanted her to, but she loved me. And I'm like, you know, honestly, tell you, I think me and Brooklyn were just like, wow, you are a much better human being than me. And I'm like, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. He was angry. He was upset, and he wanted revenge. But his outlook about it towards the end was a lot better than most people. Seems like Brooklyn kind of likes him a little bit. There was one little comment that, you know, Chase made about the baby not looking like either of the parents. And she was like, oh, yeah, well, she needs a nap, so. But she seemed like she's getting kind of into him, or somewhat, because when Chase was about to leave, she was like, no, you don't have to leave. You could just stay here and just kind of hang out or whatever. Like she wanted to talk to him more, so. Willow was there, was talking about her marriage, or maybe a marriage to Michael. Jocelyn was talking to Cam and dancing with him or whatever. Again, I didn't really care about either one of them, so. But they were there for the wedding, you know. Bless Brock TV's heart. I caught one of his videos, and he was talking about, even though he wasn't there for the whole, you know, Jason and Carly thing, he admired the wedding and how beautiful it looked and stuff. And I gotta give him props for that, because I've been so angry and so annoyed with this whole wedding and their magical feelings to each other, and how everyone's not there supporting their BS. Let's just be honest. I never bothered to sit there and take a look at how amazing everything looks, how well together it was sit there and put. And I'm like, I gotta give him props, because I'm not here for it. Not there for it, and I'm just never gonna be there for it, to be honest. I'm just not. Goodness. What gets me to the last part of... So Jason and Carly sneak out with Monica, whatever. Monica's like, alright, the coast is clear. They leave. Oh, by the way, Spinelli and Diane was there, and again, during the wedding. And I don't care. But they snuck out. And they went back to Sonny's place. And they walked up, and they walked... I can't even say this sentence without just... Jason and Carly walked into practically Sonny's room. Practically Sonny's bed. Sonny and Carly's bed. Just walked in there. And they were about to just have sex. And I'm just looking at this whole thing like... I mean... It almost seemed like it just came full circle. I mean, for me personally, the level of disrespect... It just... I don't like... One second. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the fact that they're together, because I feel like, you know, Jason is practically Sonny's brother. And I feel like that's just... You could have married anyone in the world, you chose to marry him. And then your idiotic family and friends chose to support this idiotic marriage. And I wouldn't have found this so bad if it would have just been about business. But nope, we're going to sit there and put romance feelings into it. And I love you, and I love you, and I've always loved you. And I'm like... And then you decide you want to sit there and consummate your marriage in a bed that you shared with your husband. Like, I'm looking at this whole thing, and I'm just like... And I'm literally like just shaking my leg, because I'm just like, okay, y'all really about to... And of course, Sonny comes right to the door. Well, he doesn't go all the way upstairs, but he walks in, he looks at the photos and everything like that, he smiles. And I'm just like, you know, you're all happy that you're home, you're with your family, and you're gonna reunite with your wife. But well, I'm gonna be honest. The minute that you start to walk up those steps, well, it's not gonna be a good day for you. It's not gonna be a good day for you at all. And you literally see him about to walk up those steps. Now, I'm just like, you're literally gonna sit there and consummate your marriage in the same bed that you share with your husband, and I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I really don't, because I'm just gonna wind up rambling of just being more pissed off. The last scene is, well, literally, like, Peter came in at like 47 minutes or like 53 minutes or whatever, and you know, because Anna and Valentine realized that, you know, they got some sort of ping off a tower or whatever from one of Anna's contacts, which I'm surprised she even still has contacts, because, like, you know, the whole Peter thing, but they realized that Peter isn't too far away. So he decided to split up, and Peter's, you know, he wants to get out of here. He's calling his contact, like, yo, listen, I need to be gone, like, yesterday. Of course, as he's talking on the phone, Anna approaches him with the gun. And she, you know, she points it at Peter, like, you know, she says something, and, you know, Peter's just kind of standing there. Now, I'm looking at this whole thing, and I'm just like, we all know something's going to wind up happening. Anna's not going to have the balls to sit there and shoot him. Regardless of the fact that, you know, okay, that may not be her son, that's still a family member, you know? Like, that's still her nephew. I don't see her pulling the trigger, to be honest. I really don't. Anyway, I think that's about it, more or less. Again, I want to sit there and give a huge thank you, shout out to DC Soap Sanctuary for doing the collab and doing, like, the editing and stuff like that, because the video was amazing. And, you know, it kind of, like, shares some of his tips and stuff like that, like how to do it. So, in the future, I may, you know, be doing videos like that. But it was a lot of fun. And, it was a great video. So, if you haven't checked it out, well, it's been up since yesterday, so definitely check it out. You can either check it out on mine, or you can check it out on DC Sanctuary. It's pretty much the same video. And, yeah, it was just a lot of fun. So, huge shout out and thank you to DC Soap Sanctuary. Definitely look forward to doing some more collabs in the future. And with that being said, I'm going to go. Thank you for watching. Be safe. See you in the next video.